Good morning everyone and welcome to Monday's markets, the first trading day of 2017 now firmly underway. The movement, as you've probably already noticed, is fairly lackluster so far, and in terms of anticipated movement for the rest of the day, I would expect it to be a relatively quiet day. Obviously most of the main trading regions do have a bank holiday today, obviously including Japan, China, the UK, US. It's quite light as well on the data front today. It's also worth noting that not all brokers are open. As you guys know, I opened an account with Core Spreads and right now they are closed. So it's not looking like it's going to be particularly active for me today. But let's have a look at some of these markets. Now, the first thing that's capturing my attention this morning is the Euro GBP chart, which doesn't look particularly healthy. You can see the resistance from last week and the shooting star that we've left on the weekly chart. And if you turn to the daily chart, it's pretty much the same picture here. And I've already marked out an area below market that I would be keen to sell, but only if we actually lost that area. So if we break down through there, we accept beneath there, then I will look to sell. In actual fact, I'm not sure if we get that range of price movement today, but if we did get an impulsive move lower, as many of you will know, I like to sell the retest of the shooting star low. So the shooting star low on the daily chart would be coming in at 85.15. So if we break this area, then it will be the last low pre-break around here that I'd actually look to sell on the return. But so far, even though the weekly and daily charts look bearish, I'm not looking for a short yet. Pound yen is another market I've got my eyes on this morning. You can see on the weekly chart we have this hammer that has formed here, and you can see it's formed off of these prior highs as well. Seeing a little bit of strength creeping into this as I'm speaking right now, and a fairly formidable level above market on the 60-minute time frame. If we can break through that and accept above it, then I'll look for a rounded retest. Of course, remember that I like space between the break and the retest point, so it wouldn't be the case that we would just close through this level on the 60-minute time frame and I'll come in and immediately put a bid in, but I like the market to break and take time to come back. So you get a kind of rounded movement, hence the name, the rounded retest. I actually think if you look at dollar yen and pound dollar, the case is there for the long as well. A quick look at pound dollar will reveal that on the last trading day of 2016, the market took out this inflection point between support and resistance, and you can see that we have opened last night, tested that once again, and starting to push higher from here. The dollar yen has inside week failure, so here's the inside week, here's the break below, close back within the range. We also have a bull flag forming. The low of that week as well was these prior lows of this big range that ran through the autumn and winter of 2014 and the entirety of 2015. So dollar yen definitely looks like it's got some upside there. Finally, that brings me on to the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. This is one of my favorite patterns that's potentially occurring here. And what you can see is the market broke lower through this series of lows here and then formed an inside week. And whenever that happens, I'm looking just beyond the highs of the inside week for a short. So basically what's happened is when the market loses the level, the traders come in, they've sold the retest of it, the market heads off a little bit, consolidates, and then comes up just to take those stops and trigger some longs as we break to new highs, and it's those longs that get trapped. So what I'm actually looking at there is this 38% fib of the entire leg, which corresponds with this area of prior support on the 60-minute time frame, and the last low pre-breakdown, which is 70.15. and that's where I'll be looking for a short, right at that 70.15 area. I'll be running a super tight stop on that as well, with a stop going at 70.28, which is the high of this candle here, which closed on this low and slightly through this one. Doesn't really constitute a thrust candle, but that's where I am putting the stop. As far as the target would go, we're looking at a return back to this weekly that you can see coming in at 69.77. The precise high that I'd look to take profits at is 69.74. That trade would obviously be nicer if we were past ATR coming into it, but I will still take it regardless. So that's everything that I'm looking at today, and I wish you all a good day's trading, and I will speak to you all again tomorrow.